You know that feeling when you wake up in the middle of the night, heart racing, eyes wide open, and you just know something has shifted? Not in a scary way, not in a "I think I left the stove on" kind of way, but in a deep soul level, everything is different and I can't explain it kind of way. Yes, that feeling. If you've had that feeling at any point in your life, then sweet friend, you need to stay right here with me today, because we are about to have a conversation that is going to feel like someone finally turned the lights on in a room you've been stumbling around in for years. Welcome. Pull up a chair, get yourself a cup of tea, and let's talk about something that nobody seems to talk about. Honestly, the end of a spiritual awakening. Now, I know. Everyone loves to talk about the beginning of one. Oh, the tingles, the synchronicities, the moment you first heard about the law of attraction and started putting vision boards on every available surface in your home. We love that part. But nobody talks about what happens after. Nobody talks about the morning when you wake up and the fireworks are gone. The crystals on your windowsill seem like just pretty rocks. You haven't seen an angel number in 2 weeks. And you're sitting there thinking, did I lose it? Did I fail at being spiritual? Is there a return policy on enlightenment? Friend, I am here to tell you no, you did not lose it. You did not fail. And there is no return policy because you don't need one. What happened to you is actually one of the most beautiful and misunderstood transitions a soul can make. And today, I am going to walk you through 7 signs that your spiritual awakening is not gone, not broken, and not something you need to go searching for in another online course. It is simply over. And over is not a bad word. Over means you've graduated. Over means it worked. So let's begin, shall we? Sign number 1, and this one is going to sting a little, so brace yourself, you've stopped performing your spirituality. Remember when you first woke up? You were posting quotes every day. You were telling everyone about your morning meditation. You were casually dropping the phrase high vibration into conversations at the grocery store. You had a specific face you made when someone said something low vibe. Don't pretend you don't know the face. We all made the face. It was part of the journey. But here's the thing, if you've stopped doing all of that, if you no longer feel the need to announce your spirituality to the world like you're running for office on a platform of good energy, that is not regression. That is maturity. The great law of life, the law that says like attracts like, that the word you speak becomes the world you live in. It never asked you to perform it. It asked you to embody it. And there is a tremendous difference between those two things. A performer needs an audience. Someone who has truly embodied a truth needs no one watching. They simply live it. They are kind because kindness is their nature now, not because they want someone to notice. They speak with faith because faith has become the architecture of their thinking, not a habit they're still trying to build. If you've gone quiet about your spiritual life, if it's become something personal and sacred rather than something you broadcast, congratulations, darling. You've arrived somewhere real. Sign number 2, your intuition has become boring. I say this with tremendous love and a great deal of laughter, because when people first discover their intuition, it is the most dramatic experience. Every gut feeling is a revelation. Every dream is a prophecy. You're reading signs in traffic patterns. The fact that you saw 2 birds at the same time feels cosmically significant. And in the beginning, maybe it was. The universe was speaking loudly because you needed to hear loudly. You needed the flashing lights and the neon signs because your spiritual ears were just learning to listen. But here's what happens when the awakening is complete. The intuition doesn't get louder. It gets quieter. And you trust it anyway. You just know things. You walk into a situation, and something in your chest says yes or no. And you don't need 3 confirmations, 2 synchronicities, and a message from your spirit guides to trust it. You just act. That quiet inner knowing, what the ancient teachers called the still, small voice. It is not less powerful than the dramatic downloads of your awakening phase. It is more powerful. It is so woven into who you are that it no longer feels like a mystical event. It feels like breathing. If your intuition feels less exciting than it used to, if it feels almost ordinary, that is the sign it has become yours. Truly, completely, reliably yours. Sign number 3, you've made peace with things you used to try to manifest away. Oh, this one is rich. this one is where we really get into the beautiful complexity of this journey. Because when people first discover the power of thought, of word, of intention, they go to war with reality. They don't want to accept anything that doesn't look like what they've been visualizing. Bad news becomes a test of faith. Difficult people become energy vampires to be avoided. Any circumstance that doesn't match the dream is treated like an enemy to be defeated with more affirmations, more visualization, more everything. And there is a phase where that intensity is necessary. You are learning the law. You are learning that your words have weight, that your thoughts have direction, that you are not a passive passenger in your own life. That is vital. That is foundational. But a spiritual awakening that is truly complete produces something that looks, at first glance, like it contradicts everything you learned. It produces peace. Not the peace of someone who has given up, not the peace of someone who no longer wants wonderful things for their life, but the deep, abiding, slightly unshakable peace of someone who knows, actually knows, in their bones, that divine order is at work in all things, even the things that hurt, even the things that confused you, even the things that did not turn out the way you planned. This is the woman, and I use that word for all souls, because the soul is wise, and the soul is ancient. This is the woman who can look at a closed door and say, sincerely, something better is coming, and feel absolutely no anxiety about it. Not because she is suppressing her disappointment, but because she has genuinely come to trust the intelligence behind the story of her life. If you have that peace, even sometimes, even imperfectly, you are not stuck. You are standing on solid ground. Sign number 4, you've stopped waiting for your life to begin. This is a beautiful one, and I hope it lands right in your heart. So many people, in the early phases of spiritual seeking, operate from a very subtle but very powerful belief that their real life, their good life, their meant-to-be life is something that will begin once they've manifested the right things, once the money comes, once the relationship arrives, once the healing is complete, once they've reached whatever spiritual milestone they're currently chasing. Life, in this framing, is always just around the corner. But when a spiritual awakening is truly complete, something softens in you. You start showing up for the life you have, right now, today, with genuine presence and genuine gratitude. Not the performed gratitude of someone writing in their gratitude journal because they read that you're supposed to. Real gratitude, the kind that makes you laugh a little at breakfast because the coffee is good and the morning is quiet and you are alive, and that is actually extraordinary. The kind that makes you reach out to a friend for no reason other than you thought of them and thought of them fondly. The kind that makes you do your work, whatever your work is, with care, not because you're trying to signal the universe, but because you have enough respect for your own time and energy to show up fully. When you stop waiting for your life to begin and start living it even before all the wishes are granted, you have mastered one of the deepest spiritual truths there is. The kingdom, as it has always been said, is within you, within this moment. Within this ordinary, miraculous day. Sign number 5, and this one is my personal favorite. You've become a little less interesting at dinner parties. I mean this as the highest possible compliment. When someone first awakens spiritually, they are fascinating and slightly exhausting to be around. Everything is a lesson. Every conversation becomes a teaching. They are deeply concerned with your vibration. They want to know your birth chart and your Enneagram number and what trauma you're working through and whether you've tried breath work. They mean well. They are lit up. But bless their hearts, they are a lot. And then something changes. As the awakening settles, as it becomes less an event and more a way of being, the urgency fades. You stop trying to awaken everyone around you. You stop seeing your spiritual knowledge as something you need to give to people, whether they asked for it or not. You become, in the very best way, quieter, more present, more interested in listening than in teaching, more interested in the person in front of you than in the idea you want to share with them. This is the mark of genuine wisdom in any tradition, in any culture, across all of human history. The wisest people in any room are never the loudest. They are the ones you feel, somehow, even before they speak. There is a quality to them, a settledness, a warmth, an absence of the desperate need to prove or perform that draws people to them without effort. If you've become that person, even slightly, even on your good days, the awakening has done its deepest work. Sign number 6, you've had a very honest conversation with your ego, and you are still on speaking terms. Now, a lot of spiritual teaching makes the ego into a villain, something to be conquered, transcended, annihilated, and in certain phases of awakening, it serves us to see it that way. The ego, the part of us that operates from fear, from lack, from the need to be better than or separate from, does need to be examined. It does need to be brought into the light. There is no question about that. But here is something that the most complete spiritual journeys seem to produce. And it surprised me the first time I understood it. Integration, not elimination. The fully awakened soul does not wage endless war with itself. It does not spend its days policing its own thoughts and flagging every imperfect reaction as evidence of spiritual failure. It has learned, truly learned, that it is a human being having a spiritual experience, and that being human includes the full, gloriously messy spectrum of human emotion and human limitation. You are allowed to feel frustrated. You are allowed to feel jealous sometimes, insecure sometimes, confused sometimes. You are allowed to have a bad day that is just a bad day, not a spiritual crisis. The difference between someone in the middle of an awakening and someone who has come through it is not that one feels these things and the other doesn't. The difference is that the person who has come through it does not build their identity on them. They feel them. They acknowledge them with a kind of warm honesty. Oh, there you are, ego. I see you. Thank you for sharing. Now let's choose again. And they move forward. No drama, no spiral, just choice. If you have developed that relationship with yourself, if you can catch your own patterns with humor and compassion rather than shame, then, my friend, you are free. That is what freedom actually looks like. Not the absence of struggle, but the absence of the belief that struggle defines you. Sign number 7, and this is the one I want you to sit with. The longest the signs have stopped, and the knowing has started. Do you remember when you first discovered the world of spiritual signs? The angel numbers, the feathers, the songs that come on at just the right moment, the dreams that seem to carry messages, the coincidences that feel too perfect to be accidental. These things are real. I do not dismiss them. The universe is always speaking, and it speaks in the language that will reach you. And for many of us in the early stages of awakening, it needs to speak in neon lights and fireworks, because that is what we can hear. But as you develop a true relationship with the divine, by whatever name you call it, God, universe, infinite intelligence, the great good that underlies all things, you begin to need those external confirmations less and less. Not because the connection is weaker, because it is stronger. So much stronger that it has become interior. You don't need a sign to know you're on the right path, because you carry within you an orientation toward truth that guides you as naturally as a compass finds north. You don't need a specific song to come on to feel supported, because you walk through your days in a state of felt support that doesn't require a soundtrack. This is the most subtle of all 7 signs, and the easiest to mistake for losing your faith. But I want you to hear me clearly. The person who needs no sign has not lost their faith. They have become their faith. They have crossed the line from belief into knowing. And knowing, as any soul who has arrived there will tell you, is an entirely different country. You've stopped visiting faith on Sundays and started living there permanently. Now, I want to speak to you for a moment as directly as I possibly can, because I think there's something you need to hear that goes beyond the 7 signs. A lot of people who are watching this video are in a particular kind of pain that doesn't have an obvious name. It's the pain of feeling like you've done everything right. You've read the books. You've done the work. You've shown up for yourself. You've prayed. You've meditated. You've journaled until your hand cramped. And yet something still feels missing. Something still feels like it hasn't landed. And there is a temptation, a very human and very understandable temptation, to decide that the problem is you, that you're doing it wrong, that you're not spiritual enough, not disciplined enough, not pure enough, not something enough. Friend, I want to offer you a different interpretation. What if nothing is missing? What if the restlessness you feel is not the symptom of a lack, but the growing pain of expansion? What if you are not behind, but, in fact, right on time? Because here is what I know about the law of life. It does not work on our schedule. It works on a schedule that is, when viewed from enough distance, always more beautiful and more perfectly timed than anything we could have planned for ourselves. The seed does not become a tree on the day it is planted. It becomes soil first. It sits in darkness. It pushes through resistance. And then, and this part is always, always true, it becomes more than it was. You are inner becoming. You have always been inner becoming. The awakening was a chapter, a glorious, important, transformative chapter, but it was never the whole story. The whole story is your life, all of it, all the years ahead, all the goodness that is already in motion on your behalf, whether you can see it or not. The whole story is you, walking forward with your head up and your heart open, choosing faith over fear, one small decision at a time. So here is what I want you to do today. Just today. Not a grand overhaul. Not a 10-step program. Just one small thing. I want you to take one area of your life where you've been holding your breath, waiting, worrying, wondering, and I want you to breathe. Physically, actually breathe. And as you breathe out, I want you to say these words out loud if you can, with whatever measure of faith you can muster right now. Even if it's just a teaspoon. My good is now coming to me. Divine order is at work. I trust. That's it. That's the whole thing. Say it once. Say it like you mean it. And then get up and go live your day, knowing that something bigger and wiser and more loving than any problem you face is already working it all out. Because here is the truth that every great spiritual tradition has always known. The truth that sits at the center of everything I've shared with you today. You are never doing this alone. The intelligence that holds the planets in orbit and turns seeds into forests and makes rivers find their way to the sea without a map, that same intelligence has always been at work in your life. It has always been on your side. The awakening you experienced was that intelligence tapping you on the shoulder and saying, "Wake up, beloved, and see what has always been true about you." And now that you've woken up, now you live it. Every day, in every choice, with every word you speak and every thought you allow to take root in the garden of your mind. You are not at the end of something beautiful. You are at the beginning of something real. Now, before you go, because I know you have a life to live and goodness to move toward, I want to hear from you. Which one of these 7 signs hit you hardest? Which one made you exhale and think, "Oh, that's what's been happening"? Drop it in the comments below, because I genuinely want to know, and because your answer might be exactly what someone else who's reading the comments needs to see today. There is a community here, a real one, made of real people who are all on this same wild, beautiful, sometimes confusing journey, and your voice belongs in it. And if this video found you at just the right time, if something in here felt like it was written for you specifically, which it was, in the way that all true things are meant for everyone who needs them, then do me the favor of sharing it with one person. Just one. Someone you know who has been stumbling in the dark, wondering if their spiritual journey has somehow gone sideways. Send them this. Because the greatest gift we can give anyone is the reminder that they are not lost. They are simply becoming. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we are just getting started. And the conversations we are going to have together are going to be some of the most important ones you have all year. Not because I have all the answers, no honest teacher ever does, but because I believe with everything in me that the right question, asked at the right time, can change the entire direction of a life. And your life, dear soul, your precious, particular, utterly unique life, is worth every question, every answer, every stumble, every breakthrough, and every single sign along the way. Until next time, speak only of what you want to see, think only of what you want to be, and walk forward, always forward, in the magnificent certainty that your good is coming and your best days are not behind you. They are ahead, every single one.